Game 3 just around the corner as we welcome you back to ESL One Genting 2018. It's the battle between Vici Gaming and VGJ.Thunder, not Storm, Vitality, Youth, Young, School, or any other versions that they might decide to start over the next couple of months. There are so many of these other Chinese teams that it gets confusing for us elderly gentlemen who are on medication. Good news is we're all sorted and ready to go because Fogged has been to the toilet and he's fine now. It's all good. Gents?
We also get confused.
There! I've got the...
What the hell is wrong with you?
What? What do you mean? There's loads wrong with me. Where do you want me to start?
Fogg had an accident.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I did.
accident.
I was the one with the accident. I'm the old person. Fogged is the young person. You're getting mixed up. You're getting weird in your old age.
I'm just gonna sit here. What's wrong with you guys? I just want to talk about some Dota. I just gotta make things weird.
Weird?
Yeah.
We've got Cap on the desk, dude.
So,
What up?
Cap's normal.
It's always weird.
No, Cap's normal. Cap
See?
and Will together are weird.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, my bad. Anyway.
It's all the touching.
What?
Just, gets into you.
Okay.
Makes you feel weird things.
Does it? Did it get awkward here on the panel?
Get me out.
Fogged is like,
Is that the
Blink
week?
twice.
Is that the,
Blink twice.
is that the call for
I was
commercial?
told to
This is
blink
the blinking
twice.
twice thing. Please get me out of here. Let's get into game 3. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's get into game 3
do
and
that.
let's see Omni prioritized later.
Let's see Omni
or
banned.
not at all.
Or not at all.
Yeah, let's see Omni banned. Is that not? Because
Maybe.
neither of them will ban
No,
it, will they?
because they
won't
seem
ban
pretty
it.
They
set
won't
on
ban
their
it.
They
bans.
seem pretty set
Yeah.
on it, yeah. On those specific bans, yep.
Yeah.
I think saving it for later is fine, or just taking as if you're like second pick, take Omni
Yeah.
Knight +1, and then you can ban out the other counters, because it just seems like when you pick it so early, they just heavily prioritize focusing on getting silences, getting heroes that are just naturally good versus it. So that's probably my.
Is it I don't know what these drafts just feel weirdly off when these two teams face against each other.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
that's what
not
we said
normal.
earlier, though.
That's
It's,
what we
like,
said
it's
would
their own
happen,
little
right?
meta
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? Because of scrims and stuff.
But why? Why can't they just draft normal against each
Why
other?
don't you?
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe that's the curveball.
If you remove 100 heroes and leave them 10 each, and they can only draw from those.
But they can't then.
It sounds like a bad
there's-
Mundo
Then
tournament.
you have to ban 12 heroes.
Yeah, but forget
So there'd be
bans.
nothing left.
Forget bans.
I had to.
Okay, you've gone all full Nahaz on me. Let's leave 20 in the pool then.
Thank you. Then there's only 8. I had to. I'm so sorry.
Where, be quiet, Nahaz.
Okay.
Where are we going with this draft then?
Apparently to game 3.
Yeah, but where? Is it right here?
I don't know. It's not up there yet, so.
I'm feeling a little delusion. Maybe there's something in the air conditioning in here or
I
something.
think something did
Yeah,
happen.
definitely something got at us.
Where are we going?
Yeah, where are we going? In the sense that Vici probably have to do something a little bit different here. I don't think Thunder do they?
More team fight.
More team
Yeah,
fight.
I feel
team
like
fight.
that's-
Team
I
fight,
feel like
team
Let's
that's
go
what we've
back
been
to
saying.
game 1 then.
I think so. I think the Brewmaster was the key to success for Thunder's victory here.
Game
Sure,
2.
they maybe didn't entirely need it, but he,
Yeah.
I mean, he was top net worth the majority of the game. And I think Slaughter was one of the big downfalls, actually. I think if they had a Sanking, they actually could have had a better chance to deal with that
Yeah.
Brewmaster.
Is this one of those games that you look back on and you go, this is why Lanham having a small hero pool is bad? Because he didn't have an awful lot of options in that. I mean, the Sanking, would it have been better? Probably, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we think so, I guess. So.
And that is within his...
I mean, I can't think of too
His
many
ball.
other heroes that are really would have saved that draft
Yeah,
from a
or
4
that he
position.
can play
and he still
recently.
had options at the very last pick. So
Yeah.
I think we can still say that, look, having a small hero pool does not necessarily... And again, it's unquote hero pool. It's more like the heroes that they are choosing
Yes,
for
for
this
sure.
patch, right?
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
necessarily that he can't play. It's just that
Not
they...
just at the
that's what
6
they
that
like
he's...
for
It's
here.
just 6 that
and
he's played.
And that's fine.
Slaughter, ET, Undying, Sanking, Clock, and Ogre.
I don't know
It's
Slaughter,
such a
man.
narrow
It is.
pool.
They give
That's
some
what he's
variety
played
there,
right
though. We've got
Yeah, it's a bit
some
weird,
heroes
isn't it?
that are
A bit out there.
Yeah, some heroes that are lane
What if they'd
dominators,
done
some
that?
heroes that are team fighters.
Undying. Was Undying in the list?
Yeah.
Undying was on
and
the
I
list,
did mention
and it
Undying.
wasn't banned.
No, it wasn't banned.
No, they needed a stun.
They needed
Yeah,
a stun.
they did.
They needed a stun and a team fighter. That's why, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Which is
banned,
why
they've been
Slaughter
banning.
was probably the only one they could pick in the end.
You know what? I didn't actually like
Yeah.
the Shadow Demon that much.
You didn't?
I don't know what it is, but I'm not feeling Shadow Demon as much. It's just because he doesn't provide his own set of nukes. that like he has to operate with his other support oftentimes, that you then have to make sure that you have cores that operate well with Shadow Demon, because otherwise you're running these two supports all over the place, right? And we're constantly seeing dual lanes. So in this case, like, what do you can't have Shadow Demon just hanging out with a Terrorblade, right? That just simply doesn't work.
Did you dislike the Shadow Demon more than you disliked the Slaughter?
No.
Okay.
But
That's
I do kind of feel like, I mean, Shadow Demon was also picked earlier, right? So it's hard to hate a hero that's picked early.
So we're probably saying, like, prefer Omni Knight later, and it seems like both the Death Prophet is the hero of these two teams. That's probably the biggest thing that we noticed in the last two games. So it does seem like we do have a remake. I think for the sides, I believe it was. Maybe there's a little bit of mistake there, but we'll be coming into that one soon. Yeah, I do think it's. I think that's what we're beating it dead. But yeah, lots of team fight and prioritize Omni later, and then Death Prophet. Death Prophet seems to be a really damn good hero right now in the last like month or so in 7.07D, because even EG was prioritizing it.
Just waiting to hear. There might be an issue with the draft. I think it was about to start, and then maybe someone dropped or there was an issue. Oh, apparently it was the wrong sides.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll let them figure that out. While we're doing that, why don't we just go back to some of the subjects that we keep in the back boiler just in case things like this happen. One of which was I wanted to talk to you two about 2017 Team of the Year. It's obviously Team Liquid.
Sure.
They won TI7. They won 8 of their LANs out of 16 they competed at, 50% win rate in LANs, and they finished in the top 4 in 14 of the 16 LANs they entered. It's an astonishing record. I'm not sure. I wanted to put it in context, and if you two, with lots of history that you have in this game, could pick out maybe another team that was as dominant in a single year, over a calendar year, and would still be Team of the Year. I don't know if Secret were the Team of the Year that year, though, would they? Didn't win TI.
They didn't win TI.
Okay, but
see, that's the thing is that
it's a narrow window for them, though. It's like January to May, and then the second half of the year they were awful.
I think like the problem I have whenever we're discussing teams and dynasties is I have very strong aversion to saying that because a team didn't do X at TI, they're excluded from that. I think OG had a dynasty.
Yeah,
OG was one of the most dominant teams in the history of Dota, right?
But everyone's going to respond.
But they didn't win TI.
Right, but would you have them as 2016's Team of the Year?
Absolutely.
Right,
absolutely.
Rather than wins?
No doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because of the major wins.
I mean, because of the fact, like, everyone's going to hype up TI and everything, and that's fantastic, but when you're talking about the history and the context and the story of the teams, OG was definitely one of the most dominant teams that we've seen in Dota over the space after TI and leading into and right before TI, right? That whole entire period, they were so dominant. And they flunk out at one tournament and they're excluded from that?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm
don't have to sell me on that. But then does it then mean that the Liquid of 2017, having won TI and having won other tournaments and finishing top 4 in almost all of the events they compete, does that not make them the greatest team of all time? In terms of if you picked one team out of every year, as Na'Vi from 2011, OG from 2016, what would you pick out? Alliance of 2014. So if you picked out those two, would they be the best team in a single year?
I'd have to say so, and I don't want to steal credit from Winter, because this is something actually Winter said at Bucharest, and I love the way he quoted it. You were asking him, who do you think the best player of all time is? And he said Miracle. And he said, some people might look and they'd be like, no, you can't say that. Like Na'Vi or Alliance were the best teams of like all time. But now, I think we play in the present. Right? This is what he said, and this is what he was talking about.
The quality of Dota at TI1 was nowhere near the quality of Dota at TI3, which was nowhere near the quality of Dota at TI5. I find it very hard. I think 2-year windows is probably as maximum as you can go in terms of the quality of the Dota. Because today, the quality we get now, and the depth of that quality is enormous.
Yeah. And I would also say
put
that
the Alliance, for instance, the 2013 Alliance, put them in a tournament today. I don't know how they do, but I don't think it's very well. No disrespect to them, because they were the best team at the time, but the game's changed.
Dota's ever changing. That's the greatest thing. It's evolving.
Good topic. We'll continue that, but the draft is up and running, so let's get back into that. The deciding match, for those of you just tuning in, to ESL One Genting. It's day number 3, game number 2 of the day, and this one decides who goes through to the to the quarterfinals of the main event. VGJ.Thunder or Vici Gaming. They've already played once in this event. The Thunder came out on top in the best of 1 upper bracket, and they meet again here in the lower bracket final, and we're tied up at 1-1, which effectively means we've got another best of 1. Now,
they banned the Omni Knight.
They banned the Omni Knight.
I was going to say, are they banning Tusk or Omni? That's what they're talking about right now.
They're going to go with DP this time, so...
Instant DP. Because this is, I think, almost the same bans that they had for their very first game.
Yes, it is.
In the best of
Those 3 for Thunder are exactly the same. The Coral Naga and the Bane.
I think they left out Elder Titan, and Medusa was the one who was picked up, right? So, first pick Death Prophet.
Teams have done AA in first 2 versus this a bunch. Some AA, Sand King, or...
Tusk.
When have you ever had a series where the first pick sucked in the first game, the first pick sucked in the second game, and then it got banned?
They just don't want to play it.
When does that happen?
They're just realizing they're like, if we pick this hero, it's just gonna get so countered. Like, it makes sense. It does make sense.
As a drafter, you're like,
and then,
but what if they don't pick it?
Right.
Then I have to pick it. I can't resist.
Okay.
The only way to resist.
This is neat. I do like this too.
We like this as an opener.
Yeah. This you were saying. Now they opened up with one of the LAN heroes right off the bat.
One of the most successful pairings right now.
Hey, Paul, you remember your conversation about cheese in Dota?
Yes. As in what?
I would argue...
Please don't tell me that Clock SF is cheese.
I would argue that this is the closest thing to cheese.
Come on now!
Come on, dude. SF starting off with just a ton of souls is so dumb.
It is pretty silly.
It is cheesy. It's a cheesy way to win the mid lane.
But because you can counter this. It's not a 5th pick Brood or a 5th pick Meepo.
To be fair, it's been around forever. Not what the Clockwork was, but it was people remember Veno. Let's go into the Roche pit and put Veno wards, and Roche hits it, and then you deny it and get your souls for Shadow Fiend anyway. I see JJ nodding over there.
These are this old school cheese.
Yeah. But yeah, but it's still Tusk Death Prophet now. This is a very threatening lane versus Shadow Fiend Clockwork because you can roll through the cogs.
Yeah, you have to have a really strong protector for the SF, and I don't think Clockwork can do that for you. I don't think he's strong enough to be able to do that. We've seen Tusk routinely beat Clockwork in this dual lane matchup in mid.
Yeah.
And obviously Death Prophet is far more threatening of a core than SF.
Whoa, that's a...
So maybe they swerve. Maybe they do some sort of weird as safe lane SF or something.
Maybe they just do some like tri-lane or two. Like they just have 3 heroes sitting there and just prioritize more, just get this Shadow Fiend online. That's a disruptor ban. Did we have that in the other ones?
No, but we talked about how it was
an option.
It was a good choice for one of those teams.
But I'm thinking they have to want something specifically for this, right? I'm almost thinking like Vici is thinking of a hero here that they didn't want. Yeah, maybe it could be the Void.
The Void or Tidehunter.
Oh, the Tide.
Another hero that's really countered by Disruptor.
Well, they want to match. Yeah, I think maybe it's Tide because they want to get more team fight.
Yeah.
Like we've been talking about. That's a good call. Thunder bans out that Enigma.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Look at them. They ban out the dragon. I love how, like, in the past, like, we'd see this and we'd probably be like, wait, what? And the DK's banned when there's a Death Prophet on the board already. It's like, wait, what? But now it's just become... Oh, the staple to Dota where DK can go anywhere.
Either team can weirdly still fit in Razor.
Yeah. This looks more normal, right? We were talking about how the drafts are looking a little bit odd, but now we've got this to do that insta-pick Rubik. This is the other 3rd hero that I was wanting them to have to play around that mid lane. Really good versus Tusk and versus Death Prophet. No good spells to steal from Tusk, but if he rolls in, you can further outposition him. And then Death Prophet, you get very good spells to steal across the board.
But he's not a... The problem I have with this is that he doesn't put like an immediate threat against the Death Prophet as a support, which is still fine. You can make that up with your cores. Obviously, SF does that very well for you with the double raise.
Yeah, I do like Rubik with Shadow Fiend a lot though. Getting that offensive no field with SF is pretty beastly. And like you said, like the multi raises is where the big power of SF really is. So if deep, like moving someone out of position, letting them get hit by those more raises is a big deal. So Dazzle picked up for Thunder. That's a very, I mean, that's an AO hero that he plays all the time.
I wonder why they picked Dazzle as opposed to the Oracle that they picked earlier.
I mean, Weave is good. Weave is increasingly good with Death Prophet as well, and also, I guess, like, you can look at the Shadow Fiend, and a lot of times we've seen, like, the Yule's Requiems. You get the Grave, but he's already gonna die because it's instant, right? I guess this is just comfort, in my opinion, for them. And Tusk Dazzle is an old classic combo.
It's really good with Tusk as well, yeah.
Yeah, another dual save for Death Prophet too. It's pretty sweet. It's always good to have those saves. I actually don't really like Death Prophet unless you have that option.
Vici Gaming are the ones that take the Void.
Yeah, that's what you were saying, right? Because they banned the Disruptor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Paparazzi's been playing it a whole lot. So, and it gives them, it enables this team fight. Now they've got initiation from the safe lane.
I like, I mean, I'll probably get banned, but I really like Batrider here for Vici Gaming.
5 seconds remaining.
I want more damage in the Chrono. This is my big thing. They have nothing to really throw in there. They have some like Fade Bolt, Rocket.
It's hard to get offlaners that do that for you.
Yeah, it really is. That's a good point. Maybe they could throw this still in the offlane and change up a bit.
Do some sort of like gyrocopter sort of carry, like a very aggressive type.
That could
high
be
damage.
That could be pretty neat, yeah. Gyro works really well with no field, offensive no field too. Well, magic damage early. And Gyro Rubik, old classic.
What do you think about Doom right now? Do you think Doom, because I feel like he's kind of fallen off. People were experimenting with him leading up into this tournament, and then I just haven't seen a whole lot of him.
He feels weird to me. That's all. He just feels like he doesn't. I mean, Doom still just has such a long cooldown. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, sure, like we've seen the new build where it's like that 114, and you just constantly throw that out on people. But yeah, I'm not a really big fan of the hero. Just feels a little bit too slow, especially in the way that we've been talking about this meta and this patch is gotta be quick, gotta get going. It's gotta be team fight. Doom, he's this weird kind of team fighter.
10 seconds.
So TB picked up.
So if it's an offlaner, I'm gonna say Legion Commander maybe for Vici Gaming, because at least gives you a nuke that you can throw out, and it's good versus Terrorblade. But then you're going against Dazzle with it.
Not an 11th hero though, is it?
No.
It used to be.
Yeah, not in this patch.
10 seconds remaining.
I changed my mind though, because it's again Tusk Dazzle. It's bad there.
Is Tide
5
banned?
seconds remaining.
I can't see.
No,
not
yet.
Not taken out. Vici did take out that Batrider we've been talking about. I think it would have been a really good pick.
Yeah.
So I still want. How can they actually incorporate damage into this Chrono from offlane? I don't want to. I mean, Puck's still there. Could still be a slight option.
That Brew's still there as well.
And Brew's still there.
Yeah.
Doesn't give damage in Chrono.
I mean, those are kind of heroes that 11's been playing recently as well. It's Tide, Omni, Brew, Beast. Tell you what he does have in his arsenal that not many of those offlaners do at the moment is an Underlord.
Is what?
Underlord.
Not a fan of the hero against
but it could sort of fit their lineup, right? Okay. Well,
oh, Night Stalker.
an NS.
That's a core NS, huh?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's probably a core NS.
I don't know. I'm almost feeling like our offlane Void could be a thing here, and like some sort of Luna or Gyrocopter or one of those kind of team
They
fighting
do
carries.
generally play Void offlane. Vici.
Or they double down on the big ultimates.
Remaining.
They get well, Tide banned.
Tide and Enigma both taken out, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, one of those two. But
Yeah, it's funny actually because Yang is a Void player on the other side in the offlane, but not something that
I like Luna or Gyro.
Recently.
I do like Luna or Gyro.
Yeah. It would be such a weird change, though.
It would be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really can't get it.
It is the Underlord.
off.
Damn, Paul's on.
Paul's a monster.
Yeah, Paul's a monster.
Right. Well, lineup's complete. It's another Void game. It's time for Vici. What do we think? What do we make of that?
Oh, damn, maybe I do like Thunderlord against Terrorblade.
It is good versus Terrorblade. I will go Thunder, so I can make Cap. I can influence Cap's opinion. Apparently.
No, I think it's the other way around. I think he chose Thunder last time, and then you chose Thunder after the game.
He didn't change Thunder.
Yeah, he
did. He followed me.
No, I followed.
He chose Thunder.
No, he followed me.
Did he?
He absolutely did.
No, Paul, you're right.
You're such a leader.
Listen to him trying. Look at him trying to get
Like,
it.
why can't you just play along, Cap, and like look like the good guy? But no, you just have to be difficult. I'm trying to make you look good,
I mean,
buddy,
I want to be
and-
honest.
He's an honest man.
I want to be honest in front of our viewers.
I'm gonna go Thunder here.
Okay.
What do you got?
I don't think they're going to have enough to burst down Death Prophet. I don't know. I don't think Underlord gives you enough. Maybe there just wasn't an answer. So, I'll go VGJ too.
Okay. I thought he was going to go for Evil Geniuses or something, just because, you know, trying to be difficult. And different, maybe. I don't know. Right, our two members of the panel have decided, and as you can see, our
Oh my God,
casters
Paul!
are ready, I guess. There's some sort of... Whoa, what's going on? Oh my goodness! Whoa! It's
Cap,
some sort of caster inception going on right now. Calm. Keep calm. Okay, the casters are now ready for game number 3.
We're good? We're live. We're live this time. All right.
Thanks for getting me, buddy. I was like, why'd you tap me? I still hear Paul talking. I was like, all right.
They wanted the 5-man cast. I thought we were going to bring Paul in for his first Dota 2 cast.
Yeah, it's all good.
We haven't sung that low yet here.
Yeah.
No. Still got room to continue our upwards trajectory at Genting. As do hopefully one of these Vici gaming teams.
We can only go up. All right. Get into the game. Get into the game.
They're like, no, you guys are going to suffer.
Oh, man. I can... Oh, wow.
It's been a fun tournament. It's, you know, we've had some good games, some fun memes, some, you know, good juicy drama is always fun at any event. And, well, we'll see what this game has in store, how much drama is involved.
Yeah. The exciting Vici versus Vici matchup.
I hear all the yelling and loud noise. I'm not sure if they're like laughing or excited about what just happened or if they're playing Space Team.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Nahaz just like... This is Nahaz's default state. It's like, I can't tell if Nahaz is angry or happy or it's just like... It's just
conversation.
It's neutral, yeah. It's just, Alan might legitimately just be talking about peanuts with other people.
Yeah. Dota, drafts. What's anything crazy here? Clock SF, we saw this from TNC. They lost a game where it looked like they still had a pretty solid draft.
Yeah.
Terrorblade talked about as one of the kind of best heroes of beating and countering an SF.
I think Thunder's going to win this one.
So this time we do side with the panel, unlike last.
Yeah. Did they say Thunder?
They both of them said Thunder.
What about you?
Let me have a look. I'm not a big fan of Underlord as a hero. I think TB Dazzle is just such a proven combo for Thunder. Yeah, I'm going to be a number 4 for Thunder.
Cap,
Yang just got
Cap's
bashed.
0-2, dude, in these predictions.
Yang's getting hammered. Wait, they have an offlane Night Stalker. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not sold on the offlane Night Stalker.
Yeah, but it's like they need a pace-setting hero because they have this like dual core. Okay, so the single core TB, whatever. I don't know how I feel about that. That's like mediocre. But the dual core TB makes this hero a lot better. Like we saw in the EG series, right? Where they have this like 2 to 3 man like core, which is very strong. So you don't have to like all in on just like one subset.
Is Dazzle just gonna solo
think he's
kill?
dead.
Poison touch, new poison touch. Just
11,
wrecking
you're
him.
on some stuff.
You TP'd like 30 seconds ago. Like drag that creep away, then just TP out. Wow, he just got first spot up. Fades Tusk, and it wasn't great in game 1, but normally has been a pretty strong staple hero of his and very good against SF.
Catch his fade. There's a lot of ways that you can use
TP spammers.
Eternal Envy, number 1. End. That's a name I have not heard in some time.
Yeah, not bad. His name was up there. I wouldn't have maybe expected to be so prominently featured on it.
There is stuff going on. A lot of people are dying.
Supports though, irrelevant.
Are they?
I don't know. You told me.
They matter, dude.
Support lives matter.
Support lives definitely matter.
SF lives matter. You don't want him dying early. He's got all those extra free souls.
SF is... Remember the game... Or it was like, actually, I don't know the game. Like 2 games ago where Combo was just dying nonstop. I felt so bad for him.
We're going to talk about Cuckoo's SF.
Cuckoo's SF, that was rough.
Got handled.
He really did.
Courier snipe?
Oh,
He's got it, I believe. Just barely. Yep.
Wind up. Batter swing.
Oh, he taunts his way out.
You might as well at that point.
Yeah. That's not an auto taunt, is it? Like, there's some auto taunts. Curious Snipe's not one, I don't think.
The NPTP is, right?
Yeah, if you TP on low health, you taunt.
Yeah.
There's a few that just like automatic. Any hero with a taunt will just do it. I think if you have low, like TP out on low health.
I don't own any of the taunts, so I don't know this stuff.
Oh man, you're missing out.
Am I?
How do you play like half of the fun of playing Tidehunter is being able to backstroke people.
Who's it? Moon? Moo that was doing. Yeah. Actually, both of them. Nice ice shot.
Blocked off the ramp and chase
what?
him down.
Did he Spirit Siphon and creep?
Yeah, he did. It don't matter. He still got the kill. Clockwork coming in.
Yeah, but maybe he gets this kill.
Yes. It slightly matters, in theory.
It don't matter, you say, huh?
Yeah.
If he dies for this, like...
Oh, we ice shards him in, but I think they can actually fight this one 2v1, but with the rotation from the Rubik...
It definitely mattered.
It probably mattered. It probably mattered. I mean, he got the full heal still from that creep. That Spirit Siphon, you know?
He would have killed the clock. He would have definitely killed the clock.
Yeah.
Parker.
Wow. Is this going to be one of those 11 games where he just...
No, 11's a beast. He's going to live through this. In
One of
10
those
seconds
11
he
games.
is. Joke's on you. He's going to... You know what you do? You spam Metamorphosis was used. You spam that
Metamorphosis on cooldown.
Metamorphosis expended.
Yeah.
Poison touch on CD for 8 seconds.
Didn't even stop it, even with it on CDs.
Yeah, what are you
gonna
do to my boy 11? Look at it, he's back.
That's another poison touch. You better watch out. Dude, Metamorph is still up, right?
No, he's good. He's good.
No, this is one of those 11 games.
11's gonna shake this off. 11 juked him.
No, this is...
Once he makes it to the cliff, he's fine.
Damn, he was so close.
He was honestly just 8 seconds away from living there.
And this is like the Star Ladder 11 that we saw from Vici Gaming, where it's just 5 deaths in the first 10 minutes.
That was my favorite form.
Dude, let's create space for
what's the limit, dude?
Is there a certain number of deaths where you're like, all right, it's no longer just creating space?
Will 11 switch his game plan?
How's some of our other less entertaining lanes going? SFDP's kind of...
I don't know, dude. None of this stuff is as interesting as watching just 11 run in. Because we talked about how when he does it and they're winning, he looks like just a straight up genius, and he's the most respected Chinese offlaner. And then sometimes you're a pit lord that just gets poison touched and dies.
Got strengths. Okay.
They're all up top. I think this is a mistake. I feel like you just keep killing.
11's proven that he's willing to keep feeding you gold, so keep on accepting.
11's playing some high level version of Truth or Dare.
So you're gonna say I don't know, chicken or something, where it's who's gonna pull away first?
Yeah. I mean, 11 knows that the answer is not him. I answered that for you, dude.
Yeah. Coming in, the Clockwork has found himself another kill. He's being very active early on. SF. He's getting paid. Yeah, it's Mon back up. He's going to go down before the Tusk and see if Death can get out of this one.
No.
Corona on 2.
This is not the target you want to hit.
Yeah, no more Spirit Siphons. Nice little cogs push, and maybe they can actually bring down Kama here with the lift back.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It was the target.
Yeah, he didn't have any Spirit Siphons left, or
I don't think
absolutely would not have been the target.
I don't think Paparazzi got a single bash there, by the way.
Hard times.
He hit that DP 6 times. Oh, he gets a first hit right after.
Is he gonna get how many bashes?
No.
Did not get the bounty.
It adds up! Oh, if you got that one, he was good.
So I'm going mid. Now thinking that it's kill. Just the one Spirit Siphon challenge at most, and we're going to turn and fight through races. Brings down Fade and will not live through it, but seems well worth it, especially if you get this Death Prophet kill. 100% worth it at that point. Can they get the last bit of damage? Not looking like it's the case, and hello. Have a haste rune.
He gets the haste. Dude, look at this. 11 has had 4 minutes of just complete space, and now he's got 25 CS.
You die 3 times in the first 4 minutes, and your opponents will just be like, oh, we've shut him down, we don't have to deal with him.
But that's the key to 11's next level mind game is he's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, eventually you'll give up.
He's playing 4D chess here.
I mean, it's working. He's like the same level as the Night Stalker, who has not died at all. So what advancements has he really made?
He's advanced TB games, I'd
exactly. I mean, has he really though? Yo, young Pim Uncle, bring up the net worths. Okay. Look at that, it's 200. It's nothing.
Okay.
11's honestly a genius.
Well, the next Metamorph is like his demise. Elsewhere, Yang going down to 11. I mean,
do we even the meta, dude.
Observer J is like, 11's dead. We know this. We don't need to watch. Blocker could be in some trouble here, and okay, gets the backer from the Rubik, which helps keep him alive since didn't have battery assault. Double damage awaits at top.
He wants to turn on this, but Fenrir will definitely kill him. Yeah. Fate is ready again. He's anticipating 11.
The return of the Underlord. It's coming.
Joke's on you.
Does he TP the tier 1? He's TP the tier 2. Bring it down. There's no defending this. There is possibly getting kills here. 11? Careful.
He's good, dude. He knows the limits. It's an intricate dance.
Yeah, it's been proven this game. He knows the exact limit of how far he can push his hero in this bottom lane without dying.
Look at the net worth, 2,600. All memes aside.
Yeah.
Look at the Night Stalker's net worth, 2,800. Tell me what my boy's doing wrong.
He's getting levels. He's level 6. He's like you say. Honestly, memes aside, he's
done his job.
Fine.
Like,
yeah.
What else is he gonna do as a pit lord? You want him to have 3 heroes down there, so because your SF's getting run at non-stop right now.
Yeah.
Like, punish that, and the only way to punish that is to suicidally run it.
I think there was one death that was kind of looked the time where he died a second time to the same Metamorph.
Okay, that one wasn't great. I will admit that.
The other 3 deaths, were okay. I mean, his first death he could have TP'd out of as well, but whatever. It didn't. It seemed all in all it was kind of fairly excusable value trades.
1 and 2 were definitely a little bit questionable, but yeah. 3, 4, and 5, no way I blame them.
Yeah. And look, meta's on cooldown.
Yeah. Like, this is honestly, like, I know it sounds like we're joking, but it's really not. Like,
kills in the first 10 minutes are kind of whatever.
Yeah, like, the SF, as a result, he's died 3 times, but he's been able to catch up because he just hits creeps. Like, this is kind of what you have to accept as an offlaner in this meta, is don't care what the community thinks. This is your style. You're going to die a lot. Like, you're an offlane against 3 heroes. Yeah. This is your livelihood.
Going to give Rubik the mid lane as SF does not really feel all too safe here. It does feel scary for Vici. Every time Meta and Exism are up, towers will fall. I imagine we'll see those 2 heroes group up next time, either mid or top to take another
Paparazzo.
That's it. But a Chrono if he needs to use it. We'll do so just for a tough not
I don't think so. Because they're gathered there as 4. Maybe if it was just like him, he's just there solo.
What's the kind of the idea behind this offlane Night Stalker? We haven't seen Yang get too active. But
I think it's just pace. Like, this hero's really fast, right? He requires no farm. The only reason he's farming right now is like daytime, and you pick up a ton of levels. Like, you're a level 8 Night Stalker. By the time the second night runs around, you're not useless. Whereas like the support Night Stalker nowadays, it feels like, you're still only like level 5 or level 6 by the time second night rolls around, and you don't feel nearly as useful.
Well, those next ultis are available now for Death Prophet and TB. Go for a tower push, but it's actually going to be Vici who get the first jump here. Going on Death Prophet in the mid lane, can they burst him down? The Spirit Siphon proving to be a lot here as potential Grave coming out as well, and he'll easily survive his way through that one.
Yeah. He even TP's in, but no rebuttal, and meanwhile Sylar picks up the free tower for himself.
Yep. He can even swing mid and go for another, possibly with the Death Prophet shrining up means they're going to be well and truly healed.
Paparazzi needs to have a sick game to win this. Like, this is way too good of a TV game right now.
Yeah, it's feeling tough because they're going to be taking towers very quickly and the map's going to just start shrinking over the course of this mid game with all these TB Death Prophet pushes that just seem to keep on coming.
Yeah.
Not even worried about waiting for a fight. Kama just going to go throwing it the ultimate in. TP's coming in from 11. He wants to get involved to try and defend this one. They've already lost Lanham on the Rubik, and I'm not sure 11 wants to get too close to this Exorcism.
11 should die here. They should die for this.
bring in Nightstalk from behind. They're trying to get him out with the Dark Rip, but he dies way too fast. Oh, they get the perfect push from the Ice Shards. In comes Sylar with a slow. Doesn't Metamorph, doesn't need it. As they get some follow-up kills here. They're starting to run away with this game. They haven't got the biggest gold lead, but towers are falling quickly on the side of Vici, but Vici are responding. They pushed bottom. They got a tier 1 and they're pressuring a tier 2. Ori and Paparazzi are just like, guys, stop feeding. We don't have ultis. We're trading at bottom. We don't need more out of this.
Yeah, that seemed like that was huge miscommunication.
Oh, Yang. Oh, he almost got the first cancel. Instead he gets SF, which is...
It's even better.
Yeah. Comparable for sure as Dual Scepter was purchased. SF doesn't lose any gold. Perhaps the good news, but avoid the big carry. You kind of talked about Paparazzi need to have a big game. He would have been the bigger kill, slowing down that Battle Fury.
That was like huge miscommunication though. So Paparazzi was like, yo, we're hitting bottom. And I think they got the memo. It was like, guys, DP ult was expended. And maybe he had Chrono? I can't remember.
He did not have Chrono.
Yeah, so
it was
like,
on cooldown.
You're not fighting that.
They could have lost the Rubik in the tier 1 and that could have been that. But then Underlord TP'd in. He dies and gets caught by the Nightstalker rotation. Clockwork then dies as a result. It was just kind of a domino feed effect.
Yeah, that was rough. And then 11 pops his ult. The most optimistic.
0-5. On the top of the scoreboard, Dazzle 5-1. Dream Dazzle game.
Fender doesn't even go for the hook. They're just getting run at now.
Yep. Running a line and this Dazzle wants more kills. He's not going to get that one. Sylar getting the double kill here. Chrono comes in, gets the Dazzle. I believe it was mid-grave animation there. Possibly just to heal, so they're going to fall back to the shrine. I don't think
should give out.
Thunder want to chase this. Yeah, nighttime though does mean he can run, and the catch is not really there for Vici.
They want to turn now, but
you can see, yeah, no Chronosphere. They really want to try and fight into this one if possible.
Yeah. Or he's got to be careful here. Yep. I know you want to farm these creeps, but you're liable to die right now. You're just going to get run out.
Farming these Ancients and Silas here with Metamorph. They have vision for it. Snowball on forward. SF getting way too greedy there.
Mega dead. And now they know about the Ancients, so Sylar's trying to pop all his Illus, and the SF ult actually helps it.
I can't believe it's just a 1k gold lead. It feels like Thunder destroying them right now. It's just none of their cores have pulled too far ahead. SF's been farming off. Yeah. You've got a Nightstalker. Nightstalker's not a farming offlaner, whereas Underlord is. I guess is a big part of that. Yeah,
the main difference comes from the cores. Like the supports are very, very similar when it comes to like their net worth. They're not dissimilar at all in that regard.
To Roshan with this X's, may say we've taken 3 tier 1s. Time to go for a Roche fade. Want them pulled back in. Needs to be a little bit careful here, but the silence coming out onto a couple. Push Paparazzi back. Great hook shot onto absolutely everyone, and the TB Sunder comes up, and he's still incredibly low. And Vici Gaming have just crushed this Roshan fight as they punish Thunder.
That was
wow.
Okay, so they all stack up onto that hill. They get 5-man Firestorm to pit into the Clockwork hookshot. I think that can we see the fire recap to see how much damage the Firestorm did?
2,000 damage, pretty hefty. SF with the raises and kind of comes out on top of the lead damage. Even Clock doing 1,400. Everything just piled on, and more importantly than anything was the lack of damage coming from Thunder. An ambitious Roshan gets punished.
It was mainly just the fact that like they stuck up onto that hill.
They could have gotten out of the pit, and they're not going to die because they're not going to group up in this choke point for the perfect kind of multiple hookshot cogs, Pit of Malice, Firestorm, everything just piled on.
Yeah, so we're going to see it here again. So
Fade is scouting.
Yeah.
And instead of getting out of the Roche pit and stopping, they then group here. Whoa. 5 heroes piled on top of each other in a Pit of Malice into hookshot. 2 caught in the cogs, and the raises, plus Requiem. Those raises from Ori just chewed through them.
You actually couldn't give them a better fight than that.
Suddenly it's Vici with a sizable gold lead.
Yeah, they
bizarre twist of events.
Wow, look at that.
Not a pretty sight.
Like, Thunder doesn't take that fight. Like, everything's fine.
They're on track. I guess they've got Exorcism down, so they're a little bit vulnerable, but the Chronosphere was also not up for a little bit. It seemed like they should have waited for at least Metamorph to be available before going to that.
Gonna take the tower and even defend this.
They get the kill onto Fenrir. Can they get back in time? Paparazzi gets the 2-man chrono, setting up the raises of Ori. This SF is just pummeling into Thunder with the damage output. They are trying to hide here, but really got an escape. Drops a weave before he goes down.
They are getting sloppy now.
Yep.
They saw the TP too from the pit lord. Like they did it in front of the tower. So they know that it's almost 100% headed towards mid because they want to take that tower and defend it because they're that far ahead. And AO's not even in a position where he can grave. They just rushed that.
Definitely spells trouble for Thunder, who kind of like their draft, like what they'd put together, but perhaps a bit just poor fight selection and execution here. SF has Blink Yules already. He's suddenly top of the net worth, and Void also having a very good game. The Chronos this game from Paparazzi. Fantastic.
Now this pit lord has fully completed Crimson Guard 2. He's going to lower the damage potential heavily. VGJ.Thunder, which is based a lot on physical damage. Like that he made that read. And 11's game has recovered really nicely. Like he's level 13. He's barely behind anybody. He's ahead of almost all the heroes on Vici. At least tied minimum, and that's what we're talking about. Like his playstyle, yeah, he runs in and he's gonna look a little bit silly in the early game, but at the same time, like this guy will recover. There's only so many times you feel comfortable killing him. Maybe people just feel bad. They're like, dude, just, like, we've killed this dude like 5 times. Like maybe we just ease up a little bit.
Yeah, let's kill this second.
Mistakes. That's where 11 thrives.
Well, the crazy thing is he's was never even behind the Night Stalker in the early game, and it really feels like Thunder's draft has kind of got these 3 effectively supports, whereas Underlord actually is transitioning in terms of his item pickups.
Yeah, and now this Void is racking up the farm at the same time. Paparazzi barely behind the flash farming Shadow Fiend. Their gold, they were 1k gold behind, it feels like less than 5 minutes ago, and now they're a whopping 7k ahead.
The Death Prophet looks very squishy too when we're seeing these fights. You get caught in a chrono, anyone getting caught in a chrono just dies to a double raise or something and gets brought down very, very fast.
They can't let both their cores get chrono. It's too much for AO to have to do in that situation.
It feels like the Grave is going to be the one kind of big play that Thunder can rely on to, well, not even rely on, but have to look to for a teamfight victory.
And Vici, they're going to get the courier, which might alert Yang to the fact that everyone's up here, and the ward.
Still lingering. Seems he knows of their presence more than they of him because of the night vision.
The bounty rune, though, is going to alert them.
What is going on here? There we go. Gets pinged out. Goes scooting his way through.
Are they smoked up?
The rest of Thunder? Yeah, I was about to say, it looked like they are there. They head down mid. They want to start a fight of their own. Perhaps getting a jump on someone like a Void with a silence.
They want to take the DD rune, though. But everything's now filtering in, item-wise, on Vici.
There's such good dire vision around the middle and top side, right outside the base as well, so this may even be obvious to Vici.
He picks up the Manta, though, and if they do fight, it's going to be under the shrine, and I think VGJ.Thunder know about this.
Oh, he just time walked in, though. Paparazzi, Snowball, coming on through, went to the Ancient Creepsy. Can he get the kill? Stop him game from the shrine. He gets back, and he's going to heal himself back up. They look to blow up the Dazzle from the side of Vici Gaming, and SF. Chronosphere onto 2 as well. That's not going to amount to all too much there, as Fade was just locked in place through that one, and 4 dead. Thunder get destroyed here. They do end up getting the kill on the Void thanks to the Exorcism, but very small consolation prize as 5 go down.
Absolutely worth it. Like every item just came on the side of Vici. They picked up a BKB at the same time they picked up the mech. Nobody went down easy. Maybe if they burst that Void, but it didn't even look like they were all on the same page. Like he gets a silence off, but he still makes it up the cliff.
Even the Snowball, I think he clicked the Ancients, not the actual Void. It was like he didn't follow the Void as he walked away. But yeah, they had to try and 5-man burst that Void. He gets away, he gets back to the shrine, and is able to come back into the fight.
Yeah.
That was pre-Manta style as well, so he didn't have a way out of the silence.
So then, now the game resets again as they take a 10k lead. Can we watch that fight again?
We'll see if that's going to be possible as things settle down. Perhaps playing towards the next Roshan will be Vici Gaming's idea here.
4 staff now completed too on the Rubik.
It really, the way Thunder came in, like they seemed to be coming from that bottom side, and it was kind of surprising that Dazzle actually got caught and found. I wonder if like someone like SF just like blinked on top of Dazzle.
Yeah, I think. Oh, so we are gonna watch this fight. So here we see Paparazzi. Yeah, it looked like he clicked the Ancient.
He just blinked behind them. The SF blinks in, Yules combos the Dazzle.
Yeah, so I don't think it mattered. Like, even if they kill the Void there, I think the BKB SF is untouchable.
Yeah. And he finds his target. He's like, this Dazzle is the hero that is most important because killing him effectively sets us up to kill a Terrorblade or someone, stops Thunder being used. So I like the call from Ori to use the Requiem on that. And also, your Requiem damage reduction is very important against something like a Terrorblade anyways.
Yeah. So now it's 11k. He did use the Dark Rift 11, by the way, to get out. But I wanted to see what went wrong in that fight.
That's good.
It was. You were right. He snowballed the Ancients.
Like you say, it probably doesn't matter. Maybe they kill the Void faster. Perhaps in that Chrono doesn't come out, so could have been like a 2 for 4 or something a little bit different. But
I think they're still getting wiped there.
Yeah.
Like Ori's, the ult was. He got on top of everyone. Maybe like Yang gets out because he's really fast.
Ori definitely feels like one of the kind of breakout players of this season. Fantastic SF and very good results so far with this young Vici squad. Him and Paparazzi pairing up well.
They started off rough in the beginning of the year, right? Their Starlighter, they got bodied by SG.
Yeah, they got 2-0'd by SG Esports. By the Thelia Core Earthshaker, I remember.
He was sick though.
Yeah, that was real good.
They're going to find Yang.
Should be a kill. He's trying to fly his way out of this one, but then telekinesis drops him actually back towards space, but yeah, daytime hit. So it's a nice little sign as you go for a kill like this.
Heals him.
Heals against the grave. Down. Yeah.
They still have Chrono too. I think you commit for this. 11's gonna have his ulti in 20 seconds. He's got a gem. They're not afraid of dying at all at this point.
Or should they be?
Well, bro.
Safer objective, and well, as there often is, a double damage rune right outside. Firestorm Explosion. Those big drops in health, just crazy with Firestorm. It feels very, very desperate for Thunder. How does a team fight go right for them at this point? Is it relying on their enemy to make mistakes, or is it kind of some formula for them that they're trying to follow?
I think they initiate like, massively. Okay. Like he'd have to chrono half of his team.
Well, Sylar doesn't even want a team fight. I think that really acknowledges the fact they feel they are so far behind in their ability to stop Vici Gaming taking their high ground. So he's just happily going for some counterplay on the other side of the map, taking a tier 1, going over the tier 2 tower. The Exism on camera, they really want to take this fight. The Clockwork goes out, Cogs is 2, but the Soccer flying out, Fade getting kept alive a little bit longer thanks to the Grave, but that's just a tusk. Perhaps a core here they could have gone for. They're trying to buy time. TB wants to go for the back door. He's on the high ground at bottom. TP's starting to go back. 11's going to be the one to defend.
They need to cancel.
Okay, the Chronosphere comes in, catches 2. The Death Prophet goes down. It looks like with the raises, they're going to win this fight. Silas just ignoring 11, gets the Sunder out. He's crushing it at bottom. His teammates are dropping like flies, but if he can get a Rax, it could be all worth it. Sylar, perhaps the hero that VGJ.Thunder need. His Metamorph is worn off. He's just trying to finish off these racks.
Dude, 11
here.
can't die.
He is unkillable with that Crimson Guard. You think a melee Terrorblade is scary? Not at all. And he can't finish off the racks, unfortunately. He has to TP home. No melee racks for you means this trade does not feel all too worth it. The buyback's being used. He's going to come back just to throw up reflections, and that is perhaps actually going to be enough to push the back. That's a lot of damage. Paparazzi getting brought very, very low. The pullback. Oh, Night Stalker's trapped outside the base. Those cogs are zoning him away. Hook shot being used. Fenrir's like, I don't care about dying. I'm just going to try to bring down Yang. Doesn't actually get the kill on him, and now with the Grave, he's kept alive longer. Perhaps Vici have actually overextended it here. Ori's on the high ground, trapped in place by some shards here. His Fade is trying to finish him off. Sylar BK being again still without a Metamorph. He's just so limited in what he can do in these fights. He's just throwing reflections out as much as he can. And SF able to not get caught by that one thanks to the BKB, as looks like Vici are just trying to get themselves out of here. 11 says, oh, take me, guys. I know what dying's like, and it's not too bad. We win games still.
It's not too bad, guys. I've seen the other side. It's all right. I'll be okay.
Yep. They almost turned that into a decent trade for Thunder, but man, 11, the hero again.
The problem was that 11 got sundered from full HP to nothing, and he still couldn't die at bottom. And then he just started chasing around Sylar, and Sylar was like, dude, what is this?
Well, Sylar had the Metamorph going even for the tier 1 tower, so by the time he gets to the tier 3, he had to push through 2 towers, and that Metamorph did not have much longer left on it. All in all, not out of the game, Thunder, but still in a very desperate position.
Yeah. They don't notice the gem, by the way.
Huh. I don't think that's a place where you send couriers cross map to scout and pick it up.
No, but it's more surprising like that Thunder didn't notice.
Yeah.
That's why it feels as though something's a little bit off, right?
Yeah. They should have known that. You know, it should just be in your head. Like the second you see here with a gem, you tell everyone on the team.
That's a combo.
Yeah. Get out of there, and that was his BKB Requiem.
It's not bad.
If they can get out. Okay, it was not bad. It gets pretty bad. A 3-man Chronosphere going to set up a nice team fight.
Snowball into it too.
And yeah, snowballs in. Sylar's on the high ground. This time he does have meta. Can he win this fight single-handedly? It's going to be hard. He's actually got backup. The 2-man squad. Death Prophet and TB. This 2-man wrecking crew is getting Vici low, but the problem is going to be
the Crimson
when
Guard
they get kited around too. And SF getting low. Can they bring down Ori? Sylar pops like a pinata, and next in line is the Death Prophet. 2 dead, and the bottom lane we go.
They called it early last time.
This is the game decider elimination match. This is them knocked out of the tournament and Vici advancing into the main stage, top 6.
Now they noticed the gem.
It's still there.
Fade pinged it out. He's like, oh man, how did we not notice that?
That's pretty demoralizing. I mean, the game probably over at this point regardless, but that's definitely something where it's like, geez, what else can go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're just adding it up in your head, right? You're just thinking to yourself, man, we've made a lot of mistakes in this game. That Roshan fight was so pivotal. After that, like, if you look at the net worth graph, I think it's just, like, straight down. There's, like, 1 or 2 hiccups.
They were in control of the early game and definitely let things slip away a bit, as Vici are not going to take any chances, not go for that mega creeps. They fall back, take some shrines, and we'll probably be saying, let's wait for the next Roche. It's, you know, Roche number 3, fresher shot. Could be pretty good. Double chrono.
Double SF ult.
He's got the axe. He may be calling for it.
Does he have it? An SF?
Yeah. No. In my head, he did.
I was like, dude, he just bought Shivas. He'd be really rich.
I thought he had it queued up, I think, earlier, which is maybe where I got debated. I don't know.
Get the Pit Lord Eggs.
He's still gonna queue. He's messing with me.
Definitely get the Pit Lord Eggs.
You know, it's a game where you might consider build up all that damage. Possibly, what, one of the worst tags in the game?
Possibly. It's wild good. Oh, Paparazzi just jumps forward. They're just so unafraid now.
Alrighty, they're sitting on their high ground, and well, they're doing so right underneath the vision of a dire ward. That's troublesome when your opponents want to go for Roshan. They can know exactly when it's safe, or they can even just jump you while you're sitting on the high ground with a void. Or clockwork hookshot initiation we've seen a few times. Very hard to deal with those things.
And the Gem Pit Lord just going to de-ward and run forward. There's Thunder. They're quickly running out of options. They haven't even de-warded their base.
Not good. They kind of have to just, you know, scatter those sentries on. They got 2 wards in their base.
Yeah.
Crazy thing. I don't think this is a game where you can now look for those Rax trades either. When you're giving up mega creeps, getting a melee Rax or something is never going to be worth it.
You could. Well, the problem is that the tier 2 at top still exists.
True.
So no matter what, like, you're going to get mega creep for 2 sets of Rax at best.
Nifty talent, the reflection cooldown now, so 5-second cooldown on the reflection spam.
He's getting Radiance.
On TB.
Or no, he's going to
Rapier. Yeah. I'm down for it. That's going to be some fun. Let's heat things up here in the late game. See what happens.
Immediate smoke into smoke.
They really want to contest this Roche. SF trying to blow up the Night Stalker, times it well. A couple more raids looking to finish off the Night Stalker. Won't do so immediately. The snowball save is there, but he does get brought down after it. Thunder comes out. Young 11 getting brought down low. Sylar, though, unable to really dish out huge damage, and the Chronosphere going to catch him, lock him in place. As the SF from the outside looking to bring him down. Nice grave, keeps him alive, but the problem is he doesn't have a Thunder. The creeps may even finish him off. Oh no, Young 11 gets credited the kill. And that is all over for Thunder. I can't imagine they're able to play their way out of this one, and no, they agree. They GG out.
Good game. I mean, they have to be pretty disappointed with that, I think.
Yeah, even more so maybe when they go back and watch it, but yeah, that start was theirs was fantastic.
Oh, it was amazing. They just kept getting kills around the map. They were trading very well. Felt like Sylar was having a very good game. He was just getting towers for free. Remember that mid engagement went so positively for them too, and felt like it was going to be pretty nice. I mean,
you can see Thunder a bit perhaps down after their loss. It's still a team that's looking promising in the Dota 2 Pro circuit. Outside, they got a land victory over EG with a 3-0 win. Even at this tournament, 16 teams, pretty much the best teams. It feels like a major, and the fact they came so close to the top 6 is still, I think, a pretty formidable achievement.
Yeah. At the same time, I think it's just like the style in which you go out. Sometimes like you get bodied, that's fine, but in any case, does it for us.
We're back to the desk, and it's Vici Gaming who are back to the ESL Genting main stage. They will play in the top 6 as Vici Gaming Thunder are back to China. They are eliminated as we go back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Gods and Blitz there with the commentary in series number 2. One more series to come, of course. Don't quite know who we're going to see in that yet because we're awaiting other results, but we'll update you with the brackets very shortly. But let's break down game number 3 between the two Vici Gamings. It is the main vanilla team that have come through this time round and continue their great run. They're on a very good run indeed of 9 consecutive tournaments where they've reached the top 4, and their opportunity to do so in a 10th continues as they advance on, despite, I guess, Kat, the fact that they've had a tough run through this lower bracket. Every game's gone, all 3 games.
They're only getting stronger and harder for all these tough best of 3s.
Resilient.
And they're going to lose their next series and go out of the tournament. That's my prediction. Yeah, honestly, okay. I was looking at this game, and I'm not convinced that either one of these teams is going to move past where they're at right now with their current set of play.
Yeah.
That being said, maybe things will change.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because they obviously move on to the quarterfinals, where they'll play the winner of Group B. In technical terms, not the ultimate winner because they already move on to the semi-finals, but it'll be either Liquid or Newbie.
Oh God, yeah.
That is, I agree. Then in current form, you can't see how Vici can win that.
I think looking at this and just looking at these 3 games and looking at like just Liquid or Newbie, this team makes way more mistakes. Yeah. And when you're playing versus these Tier 1 teams, mistakes are heavily punished. One mistake, you lose the game. We saw it from Na'Vi, right?
Yep.
When they were looking decent, they
Twice.
made 1 or 2 mistakes. Yeah, both games, similar fashion.
Yep.
One mistake, game just exploded in their faces. And this one actually, I felt like this one felt like one of those kind of like single mistakes that costed so heavily. That Roche Pit fight. Just sealed the deal. They were looking like they were in a good spot, and then everything just got turned around. But I don't think it was credit to them. I mean, maybe they overextended a bit, but Fenrir
played like a god.
I'm glad to say too, because big fan of Fenrir. He played so well. He multi-hero cogs every single time, all the fights.
Yeah, great. What was your view on the overall victory across the series, not just in this final game?
I mean, I personally think this is like the one series that we should have been right, or at least I should have been right. You got the first one right, so
you got one
and
right.
the second one afterwards.
Yeah, it was just like blunders from VGJ. Really good play by Fenrir. It's pretty much kind of encapsulates the whole entire thing. I mean, that Roshan fight, and then there were some other fights that were not so clean. Yeah. We also had that whole, like when Sylar was pushing bottom, we were talking about how like maybe that middle engagement actually could have gone the way of VGJ if Sylar was there. Understandable that he feels like he needs to be the split pusher at that point in time, but
the team decision had to have been made too, because he popped meta, he full committed. He was probably like, all right, guys, just try to stop TPs. I'm just gonna full commit for this, and didn't get it. Didn't get a melee racks. They'd already lost bottom, they lost mid.
Yeah, they finished 7th to 8th here. When you look at it, it's not a bad result. It's a 16-team tournament, obviously, but
sure.
I think they will be disappointed, and I know the fans will be, because coming off the back of winning Galaxy Barrels, the biggest criticism anyone had was, well, there wasn't really any good teams there. But you've got to prove yourself in a big tournament against the big teams. Here's their first opportunity to do that against a team who have been consistently top 4 for the last few months and a 5th currently in the DPC. That would have been a big scalp for the sister team.
They looked, I have to say, way better at Galaxy Battles.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So flattering or just in good form at that time? What's the difference?
At the end of the day, this is one tournament.
Between them.
Yeah.
But if they were going to move into this top 5, top 6, they needed to deliver here, didn't they?
Sure.
Is that fair?
But there's still more tournaments to come.
Or am I just being mean?
They did need to deliver, absolutely. But there are still second chances for them, 3rd, 4th, 5th chances, actually, with all these tournaments coming up. So
yeah, we do have a ton.
I think, like, honestly, the biggest thing they should just be disappointed is in their own play, not necessarily placement. Who cares about placement?
Sure.
As long as you feel good about your play, and there's no way they felt good about that series.
Is there an element of they're unlucky to come up against a sister team that they know really well?
I do
Had
think
they played anyone else in that bottom, maybe they would have come through?
I do. I think they literally played against the team that knows them the best.
Yeah.
So that really sucks. That's the worst feeling possible.
Yeah. Good news for Vici, though, to go through, even if we perhaps collectively feel they might not get much further in this tournament.
Yeah, they might not much go further.
It's still a top 6 finish.
I'm always happy seeing Lana and playing, man. That guy's so awesome to watch.
Yeah.
It's very innovative.
Honestly, it could be the sister thing that made VGJ and also Vici Gaming look so bad in their losses, right? And even some of their wins, they didn't look
it's hard to
odd,
do
right?
anything different than you've done.
Because maybe you like sometimes you get a mental block or something, like you think to yourself, like, I don't know, there's just a lot of mind games that goes on when a team plays against each other so much. So.
You almost mind game yourself sometimes, don't you? Because you're like, they'll think we're doing this, and we should do this.
There's a lot of baggage that just goes into it.
I mean, we were talking about how there's going to be their own meta coming up between these two teams. Definitely, we see Naga, Siren, Coddle ban first 3
Yeah, no one
else is doing that. No one else is doing anything like that. So.
Yeah, it's true. All right, cool. Let's check in with the brackets right now and show you where we are. Bring you right up to date with the other group, of course, that VGJ.Thunder have just crashed out of, as you can see at the bottom of the bracket, having just lost to their sister team, Vici Gaming, 2-1. So Vici are confirmed to go through. They are the 3rd and final team from this group that have qualified. They'll qualify alongside Virtus Pro and Team Secret. And as you can see right now, that game is ongoing, the winners bracket match. That is for seed, and it is for a place directly to the semi-finals. The loser will take place in the quarterfinals of the playoffs. Secret are 1-0 up, and I can tell you they're crushing in the second game as well. And that's looking like it might well be a 2-0 Secret sweep, which would confirm them as a 5-0 team in the upper bracket so far. Impressive run of form for a team who have been in form for quite some time now in the DPC. Team. So fantastic results from them.
Yeah, very scary team.
Yep.
Very excited to see them up on the main stage.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, I get that we're watching the lower brackets today because last chance saloon for all these guys, but there's a little bit of me that's kind of like, I want to watch the other game as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We got
the top 4 teams in the world all playing each other.
We missed an Ace Lone Druid, guys.
Yeah.
Didn't get to see it.
Don't say that too loud.
I'm sad.
Watch it on the VODs. Go and check it out on the VODs afterwards. That would be good. Thanks very much, gents. We're going to move on. Of course, we've got one more series to come for the rest of the day. We don't know which side of the bracket we're going to end up on yet, so keep tuning. Come back and we'll figure it out ourselves as to which one we're covering, but it will be a lower bracket final game to decide the final team that makes the top 6. We'll see you very soon.
This X, as they say, we'll take the 3 tier 1s. Have to go for a Roche fade. And pull back in. Let's be a little bit carefully, but the sound's coming out onto a couple. Roche paparazzi back. Great hook shot on absolutely everyone, and the TV Thunder comes up, and he's still incredibly low, and Vici Gaming have just crushed this Roshan fight as they punish.
Predator takes you to the edge.